I am ranked number one. One! That means I'm the best.
Well, let me tell you this, man. Ukad did not prolong this meeting with Fury. I don't know what happened to the meeting yesterday. Fury didn't turn up. But Ukad wisely compromised because of the time that it's taken to sort this out. If Fury could present a case that they stopped him earning a living for 2 years, and let's consider that's 2 years as heavyweight champion that would have been. We're talking how much potential millions. You could say even 100 million. It could be up towards that figure. If that went to court, he could cite a potential fight with Anthony Joshua in the United Kingdom. Could have been worth at least 50 to 100 million to himself personally, because it's that big a fight. Maybe not 100 million. Let's say 50 million. That's a feasible ballpark figure from where I'm sitting. So they backed down quick. And Tyson Fury himself, there were certain details he didn't want to come out in the hearing. I don't know what they are. And maybe we'll never know. But these things have a tendency to come out eventually. He was in no mood to battle. Because let's get this clear. He's compromised with Ukad and accepted the doping violation. Not that he's cleared, him or Huey. They've accepted the doping violation, but they maintain they never knowingly or deliberately committed a violation. They said that it's a wild boar, and this consequently elevated his levels of nandrolone in his body. There was a cyclist who used the same defense. I can't remember what his name was a few years back, so maybe Tyson copied his playbook. But it's resolved. It's resolved. And now Fury can box. Doesn't have to get no Irish license, which he couldn't get anyway. The Irish weren't going to play ball with him. Or Belgian or Malta license. No. He can get the British Boxing Board of Control license. He's free to fight. His fans are going to get very excited, but his problems have just started. Yeah? You don't blow up to the weight that he blew up as an athlete unless you have serious psychological issues. And they haven't been resolved yet. Let's get that clear. The substance abuse issues, only he knows how deep they are. He has a few issues. Substance, food, bipolar, if that's what it is. He said it was bipolar, so. His battle has just started. Anyone expecting the same guy who beat Vladimir Klitschko, don't hold your breath. And even if that guy does turn up again, that doesn't guarantee him success. Boxing is an ongoing process. So just because a fighter looked good 2 years ago, that doesn't mean that he doesn't have to develop in the ongoing 2 years ahead of him. He has to develop and become even better. If this comeback delays for too long, as limited as Fury may think Anthony Joshua is, if he takes on a few more top-rated heavyweights, he'd be testing his style against various other styles, something Fury isn't physically doing in fight scenarios. This gives Joshua a huge advantage. He will be more experienced than Fury. Maybe not as technically gifted, but he'd be more experienced. Beating Vladimir Klitschko is not covering the spectrum of all the styles. As great as an accomplishment and as great as he looked, it's not. And this is why Chris Eubank said Fury was learning how to box and won a fight, then went away. And everyone got mad because Eubank said he was an apprentice, more or less. But what do you think they would have called him back in the day? They called Jersey Joe Walcott an apprentice champion. Go look at Jersey Joe's resume. He already beat Joe Louis and didn't get the decision, and fought all the top guys. And they called him an apprentice champion. But everyone got mad because, you know, it's all about this hype thing. Eubank was spot on the money. There are no fairy tale endings. Fairy tale endings are for fairy tale books. Ask Miguel Cotto or Usain Bolt in his last race. Ask Bernard Hopkins when he was punched mercilessly through the ropes. Fury is owed nothing. People critique a lot of boxers, but a lot of these boxers are active. They're active and they're dedicated to what they're doing. Anyone who thinks that Tony Bellew doesn't have a shot at beating Tyson Fury right now, you are sadly mistaken. I'm not talking about the Tyson Fury who done the shoulder roll and put his hands behind his back against Derek Chisora and beat Christian Hammer and Vlad. I'm not talking about that guy. I'm talking about this 27 stone dude. In my playbook, he is not the lineal champion. He compares his struggle to guys like Muhammad Ali. Well, Muhammad Ali lost his titles through a very complicated political cause, not through cocaine binges. You don't get to keep your lineal status when you cocaine binge yourself out the game. Aaron Pryor didn't get to do that, and Tyson Fury doesn't get to do that. And Aaron Pryor was way more influential and established champion than Tyson Fury ever was. And no, he didn't lose his title in the ring either. So Fury is about to get back in a game where he has a lot of enablers who don't help his cause. You see, AJ has fans, but he doesn't have enablers. He's able to grind out his training by himself and find the resolve to do whatever it takes to get back in the ring after each fight. Tyson Fury has to be mollycoddled. Ricky Hatton will not be able to train Tyson Fury to his previous heights. And if Peter Fury isn't on board, who knows? Who knows? Maybe Tyson knows enough to train himself now. But I believe Peter Fury was pivotal, not only training Tyson Fury physically and technically, but actually handling his particular brand of craziness. So 2018 is going to be very interesting to see what he does and how he does it. Stranger things have happened in boxing, but I have no doubt in my mind that taking on the likes of Anthony Joshua or Deontay Wilder in, let's say, 8 months, 1 year away from today is way too soon for this guy. That's just my opinion. I'm sticking with it, and I'm sticking with it. I saw him on Soccer AM going back and forth with Tony Bellew. It was pretty entertaining. He said the weight's coming off and the money's rolling in. I say, huh? The money's rolling in? Is that something to do with that MTK connection? I don't want to say too much about them dudes over there because kneecaps could get blown off. But are they looking after Tyson's living expenses until he gets back in the ring with a view for a return on their expenditure or their investment? Or am I just speculating too crazy there? Who knows? What's the training situation? Is he with Ricky Hatton? Is he going back to Peter Fury? Or is Jamie Moore, the inexperienced Jamie Moore, going to take control of the training duties like he's done for Carl Frampton at MTK? Is he going to go back to Mick Hennessy? I doubt it very much. I think Frank Warren, a lot of people say Frank's dodgy. But Frank's just a businessman. I think Frank deliberately left Mick Hennessy out to dry with the Joseph Parker Hughie Fury title fight. I think he deliberately done that to expose how inept Mick Hennessy is. The spotlight was on Mick. He spent $2 million for Parker to come over. The fight was a dud in the ring. The pay-per-view thing, that definitely flopped. There's no doubt about that at all. And the Furies will probably be questioning, is Mick the guy to go with the catalogue of amateur procedure that Mick brought to the table in terms of putting the fight on? Will he go to Eddie Hearn? Or, I don't know. I have a feeling that Team Fury don't like that jumped up Cockney wide boy thing that they assume Eddie has going on. Not sure. Frank Warren? Not sure. These are very important decisions. Working with Eddie will obviously make the AJ fight a distinct possibility sooner than it would working with Frank. And it should be a smooth road to get both men in the ring, theoretically. Eddie said he wants to keep AJ busy next year, fighting upwards to 3 times for the year. So it wouldn't shock me if he tried to hastily arrange the Fury match while Fury's still trying to get in shape and try and make the fight and get Fury in the ring and catch him slipping while he's not in top shape. Kind of like what Tyson did to Larry Holmes. It is what it is. It is what it is. Fury might accept the offer. Fury might just be coming back strictly for the money. He's going to tell everybody what they want to hear. I'm going to become champion and take on all comers. But I think he's been through so much, and he could be so psychologically damaged that he could conceivably just talk his way into a big fight, get defeated, take the money and run. I believe that is a distinct possibility, actually, right? He does have a lot of enablers, and if anyone could con the public with his antics, Tyson Fury could. You know, he's already made one tweet out to AJ saying, "Where you at, boy? I'm coming for you. You're blocking my path." I'm paraphrasing. He certainly livens it up a little. Can't deny that. But he could prove me wrong. Maybe he needs the ring more than ever after being out the loop for 2 years. Maybe the ring is his salvation, and that's where he needs to be. On Soccer AM, he spoke about the temptation to lapse through the Christmas with his diet and then magically put on a whole load of weight. He spoke about that. Is he going to lapse through training camp? Is he mentally strong enough to maintain camp over the whole of how many years it's going to take to establish himself as a serious heavyweight? Can he mentally take it on? Can he physically take it on? How is he going to approach the comeback in the ring? Is he going to have 1 or 2 tin cans, and I mean real tin cans, and then maybe take on Tony Bellew, or maybe just one warm-up against a tin can? Because I think the first opponent is going to be a tin can. And then Bellew, or just jump straight in with Bellew. I don't know. What shape is he going to be in? Is the layoff and physical abuse that he's afflicted on himself, is that going to take a toll on his speed, his stamina, and physical strength? He does have a fan base and a lot of media who, just on the strength of him saying he's coming back, will put a whole load of stock into that. Can he meet all the expectations? Is it realistic for them to have such high expectations for him to make a successful comeback almost immediately? Does he have the patience and the application to meet all the expectations? Will he put too much pressure on himself? Yeah, it's a comeback, but this is boxing. How will he handle any setbacks in the comeback? Injuries or pullouts? Remember when David Haye pulled out on him? And this was when he was a contender and not under such stress as he was after he fought Vlad. And I don't know if you guys remember, he seemed like he was having a breakdown after David Haye pulled out twice. Bulls in your court, Mr. Fury.